All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving into some Cardano price predictions for 2024.
Ooh, Cardano.
Yeah, so we're looking at this excerpt, and it's called Conservative Prediction for AD in 2024. And I don't know about you, but I like that.
Yeah, I like the sound of that already.
Yeah, I mean, you see so much like to the moon and all this crazy stuff,
Yeah,
and
it's refreshing.
it is refreshing to kind of like get down to, brass tacks and say,
Also, what
okay,
is realistic here?
yeah, for someone like me who doesn't sit here and stare at, trading charts all day, what could we potentially be looking at?
Yeah, what's the realistic outlook, right?
Exactly. And they start off by talking about this thing called Elliott Wave theory.
Okay.
And now, do you think we're talking about surfing or something like that?
I was going to say, what does the ocean have to do with crypto?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but it's basically this idea that markets move in waves.
Okay.
And it's not like, a straight line up. It's like ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
And so they're saying that ADA is in this early stage of what's called Wave 3.
Okay.
And so what does that mean?
So, yeah, think of it like the tide coming in, right? So it's a gradual rise, not a sudden tsunami.
Gotcha.
Right? So that's kind of what this analysis is suggesting for 80, a steady climb up to somewhere between $1.50 and $2 in 2024.
Okay, so not a moonshot, but
Right.
still
Decent.
still decent growth. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
But why those numbers? Why $1.50 to $2?
Yeah, so that price range actually represents a significant hurdle for ADA.
Okay.
If you remember back to the 2022 bear market,
Oh, yeah.
that's where ADA faced a ton of resistance. Like
Right.
it was hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And guess what? Those numbers also align with what are called Fibonacci retracement levels.
Okay, Fibonacci, now that rings a bell.
Yeah.
That's like the spiral thing you see.
Yeah.
Seashells, galaxies,
Got
like
the golden ratio.
it's everywhere.
It is everywhere,
Yeah.
but it also has a role in financial analysis. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So imagine if you stretched a rubber band, right?
Okay.
And then you let go, it snaps back, but it doesn't always go all the way back.
Right.
It might stop at certain points along the way.
Okay.
Those are like Fibonacci retracement levels, potential stopping points for a price as it moves.
I see. I see. So are these Fibonacci levels giving us any clues about potential downsides too?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
The excerpt points to $0.85 as a key support level.
Okay.
So think of that like a safety net,
Okay.
where buying interest picks up if the price drops.
Okay.
And if things really go south, there's another support zone between like 6 cents and 70 cents and 70 cents.
Gotcha. Okay. So we've got those potential downside levels, but the main focus is that $1.25 to $2 upside,
Right.
with maybe a push to $2.50 if the market really goes crazy.
Yeah, if things get wild.
But past performance isn't always a guarantee, right? Especially in crypto.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, and they actually say that in the excerpt, they hint that this time might be different.
Especially when we consider Bitcoin's halving cycle.
Okay.
Historically, ADA's price has moved pretty much in sync with those cycles.
Right.
But this time they're saying maybe not.
Hmm.
And they don't really explain why, which I thought was kind of frustrating. They just kind of leave us hanging.
Yeah, a little bit of a cliffhanger there.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting because it makes you think like, okay, we can't just rely on past patterns.
Right.
We have to look at what's happening in the world.
Exactly.
And they even mention like macro factors like inflation, economic uncertainty.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on.
And they say that even with positive developments in the Cardano ecosystem.
Like what kind of developments?
So they talk about things like hydra scaling and mithril for better security.
Okay.
They say, even with those things, it might not be enough to like overcome.
To completely override those other pressures.
Exactly.
Right.
It's kind of like a tug of war. Okay, so to recap, we've got that resistance zone around $1.50 to $2. It seems like the key level for ADA to break through.
That's the one to watch.
Yeah. On the downside, $0.85, and then that $0.60 to 7 cent zone. Those are kind of like our safety nets.
Exactly, gives us a realistic range to watch.
Yeah, with $1.25 to $2 being that sweet spot for this conservative prediction.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember, breaking past $2.50, that's going to require some serious market momentum.
Yeah, some big changes.
Yeah, or like major developments in the Cardano ecosystem.
Right, for sure.
And I think, what's interesting is this excerpt, it mainly focuses on the technical analysis.
Right, the charts and the patterns.
Right. But what about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
How might the wider adoption of blockchain technology
Oh, yeah.
and things like supply chains
Interesting.
or digital identity, affect ADA's future price?
I think that's something we're thinking about.
Absolutely something to ponder.
All right, well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Cardano price predictions.
Yeah, this is fun.
Until next time, see ya.
Take care.
Bye.